Hello dear students, my name is Gaurav Bansal and I teach Indian economy for UPSC Civil Services. Many of you are already familiar with me and I've been teaching in this field for almost 10 years now, and before that also I was involved with the subject of economics. As a student, I spent almost 5 years in undergraduate and graduation, and I did my economics honors and also MA in economics. And then I also worked in research. This was briefly about my background. And now, with all this experience and after working a lot with students, we have understood where students are finding it difficult in the examination. And even if they are aware of the development, even if they've followed the newspaper rigorously, even if they've understood the subject, they've done all the hard work, still they miss out in their examination by few marks many times, and many times these are very good students and there is no very clear explanation at all. Okay, but there is always an explanation. It's just that uh, we are not able to understand it at that time. So the answer is, how do we approach the studies? So when we study something, we read about the development, we read in and out of the development, we understand the concepts, we relate current affairs with them. Okay, that is pretty much a good student would do. Okay, this is very much likely. Now, still there can be many more gaps even from the same news that you are reading and I am reading, or any other person who has a lot of experience is going to read. There is going to be a lot of difference in the perspective, and that difference in perspective is what we are trying to deliver to you as we are launching this current affairs course. And this is not technically the current affairs, because we are not going to tell you that this has happened and these are all the facts. No, because that is not going to create a long-term memory, that is not going to create a thought process, that is not going to develop your analytical abilities. Unless your analytical abilities are developed, PT examination is always going to be dicey. Some part of that examination is of course based on memory, nobody is going to challenge that, but a lot of that examination is also about analysis. Okay, for example, we read about something, let us say one more bank becomes DSIB, let us say this is a news. Okay, we read this somewhere that one bank, it can be any bank, okay, becomes a DSIB, domestic systematically important bank, or maybe we say that SBI from India has become a global systematically important bank. So likewise, there can be certain developments like that. Now, in this development, what students generally would do, they will read about DSIB, what is DSIB, what are the different structures of DSIB, okay, or the GSIB. Now, they will read SBI has become, or any other bank that has become, they will read the factual also, but this is where the things end. Okay. However, there are many more things, there are many more aspects. For example, they can ask you in examination that if a bank becomes DSIB, what is the impact on the economy? What is the impact on that bank? How does that affect the bank? For example, does that bank have to maintain a higher discipline? Do that bank have to follow higher targets for the capital? Or likewise, there can be a lot of implications aspects, and such type of examination question are also there. So for example, let us say they pick up a particular development, okay, and they ask you a question on that in export preparedness index that Niti Aayog is preparing, there are following development. Let us say one of the state outperforms. So they ask you in examination that which of the following are the major parameters of export preparedness index. Or they can ask you, for example, that this state has done well in export preparedness index. Okay, now they have given you the fact already, and they will ask you something in that context, that in which of the areas a state has to perform better in order to improve that. Or more analytical, they can ask you that, for example, they will say that Gujarat's export preparedness index has improved, or Tamil Nadu's export preparedness index has improved. Now, what does it mean for Tamil Nadu? How it will impact the industry in Tamil Nadu? How it will impact the investments in that state? Okay, so those type of options are also there. That export preparedness index has improved, and you are given options that this is correct or incorrect. So likewise, when we prepare, you have to be prepared for that analysis. Okay, that you read what is the index, you read which state has stopped, but this analysis part somewhere is missing with a lot of students, not with all of you. If you are already preparing in that manner, then it is very good for you. And in addition to this analytical part, we also need to understand how to prepare a topic, not just for the particular topics we are going to cover in the course I'm going to talk about, but basically it is about imparting a skill into you, that you are also able to analyze in the same manner when you read anything. So we have very carefully designed that course along with some of my former colleagues, and all of us have that much experience, all of us have that much academic rigor and caliber, that we can not only tell you what has happened, we can not only summarize the developments, but we can also analyze all of them and tell to you or cover them in a story like format, so that you have a very clear idea of the development, so that you have very clear idea about the implications, you have very clear about the causes. So there are a lot of cause and effects also. Okay, so I think about 7 to 8 questions in your examination are such analytical cause and effect type of questions. Okay, there are about 5 to 6 questions which are terminology based. So terminology are also going to be covered in the course. So for example, let us say there is a term bancassurance. Okay, so for example, when we launched the differentiated banks, the bancassurance as a term was much in news. Likewise, for example, the cryptocurrency is in news. For example, likewise, the CBDC, central bank digital currency, is concerned. So all of these are development. But what to make out of this development? For example, what is the nature of CBDC? Is CBDC going to be a fiat currency? Is CBDC going to be a fiduciary currency? Is it going to be a bank currency? Okay, for example, or they can ask you the same for example, Bitcoin or any other cryptocurrency. Now, in this case, Bitcoin or the cryptocurrency is actually a fiduciary currency because we accept it, because we trust it. So it is a fiduciary money. Whereas CBDC is going to be a fiat money. Fiat money is something which people accept because there is a legal system backing it, because there is a government which has established that currency as a law of the land. You have to accept that as a mode of payment. Whereas fiduciary currency is something, or fiduciary money is something which everybody accept, but it does not have, or it necessarily do not have a legal sanctity, okay, a legal recognition. People just accept it because they believe it has value. So NFT, non-fungible tokens, are also like that. So likewise, now unless you have that much of technical understanding, you will not really be able to analyze a new development properly. So when we cover the current affairs, we cover from all these perspectives. Okay, I've just given you some examples here, but when we cover it in the classes, then you will identify it. So we have about 16 sessions in which 4 are devoted to economics, 4 are devoted to the pol science or the Indian polity, basically the governance, and some portions of social issues. Okay, and then another 4 sessions are devoted to environment, science and technology, geography, disaster management. Okay, these topics. And then another sessions, about 4 sessions, are also allocated to India yearbook. Okay, and the government schemes, the social schemes, etc. So in that manner we will cover it. Economic survey and budget will be covered in the portion of economics. So after this, basically about 65 to 75% of your syllabus will be covered in this. We will revise it, we will analyze it, we will summarize everything. Okay, and we are not just going to cover up the current affairs as such, we are also going to completely analyze them. That is how we are going to cover them. Okay, so this course we are almost offering free of course. We have some app charges that we have to pay in order to host the course, because when we are going to make this course available to you, you can watch those videos even later as well. The validity of these videos is going to be 2 years. Okay, so for that purpose we have to pay for the server, and that is only what we are trying to recover by this course. We are not charging any fee as such. Okay, and just 499 is the fee of the course, which, as I told you, is just the administrative charge to deliver the course to you. and the course will be live classroom course, also live online course. So course will be starting on 18th of April and it will end by 2nd of May. Okay, and you will still have ample of time after the completion of course also to watch it. So in case you are watching this video later and the course has already started or maybe already has finished, you do not have to worry because entire course is available online and you can watch it. Okay, so all our videos are also going to be available for anyone who joins later. So this is going to be live classroom session. All those who can come to the classroom, of course those students are welcome and they can attend the live session with us. And our classroom is in Old Rajendra Nagar, so it's very easily accessible. It is very much at the hub of the activity. Okay, now this is the broader idea of the course. As I told you, we are charging very nominal amount so that those videos can be hosted in a private space and you can get access to them for a very long time. That is the only reason we are charging some money here. So this is less than the cost of a book or a printed notes that you will buy for current affair or maybe a day's meal worth of money. Okay, so it's not going to be that much for you. And anyways, even if it's a full price course, still it will deliver a lot of value. Do not buy this course just because it is costing you less. Okay, buy this course because it will improve the chances of your examination clearing. Okay, so the price factor I've just told you because there are a lot of past year students, there are a lot of my old students as well who would like to join this course and those who have already done quite a few things with me in past, so and with other teachers also. So for them also we didn't want to charge anyone, and every year I provide free on YouTube as well, but this time we wanted to provide it professionally through a proper mechanism. Okay, and you will also get some notes in the digital format and you will also get some support regarding the doubts. In case you have doubts regarding any of the things that we have covered, you will be provided some kind of support for that as well. So you can always ask your doubts even if you join the course late. Okay, so this is pretty much the idea of the course. In about 16 days you will be doing a lot of current affairs or basically the current themes that are in news for last 2 years, major developments. Okay, for example, new tools of RBI's monetary policy, for example, certain new type of tax changes or new tax related rules. Okay, so likewise there are many government schemes also, initiatives also, that also we'll talk about, and their impact analysis, cause and effect as well we will discuss. So this will not just be for economics, as I told you, this will be for many other subjects too. So I hope you got the broader idea of the course. And as I told you, there are 3 modes of attending the course. You attend it live online. You ask your doubts also live. Okay, we answer them in the class. You are in the classroom, of course. That is the best way according to me. If you are here in Delhi, do come to the classroom. And in case you cannot come to the classroom, of course, there are a lot of students like that. So do not worry. We are always going to be accessible. So even if you have missed the dates, you can always watch it later. The classes are going to be online for almost 2 years. So that is the broader overview and also our approach to the course that we are going to do. I hope you have been able to understand what is our broader purpose of delivering the course, designing the course, and why we want you to join that. With that, I would like to take leave, okay, and end this session. Best of luck, students.